Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to talk again about DURA trials for the new season 3 Chains of Eternity, because we're going to be getting this very soon now. So one interesting thing is that today is Sunday, so all of these treasures should be unlocked. However, DURA trials is not going to work like that anymore. Instead, you're only going to have two different treasures unlocked every single day for you to attempt, and it will keep rotating. As you can see here, you can see it will cycle. Basically, it will be a 3-day cycle. First, you'll have the Arcane and Focus Treasure, then you will have the Ironwall and Gale Treasure like today, and then you will have the Cooperative and Raid Treasure, and it will keep cycling through these basically every 3 days. So that is kind of one good thing. You don't have, for example, the two different versions of the DURA trials, like one was like sunset, one was sunrise. That is not happening anymore. Basically, these are just the 6 treasures you see here. These are the treasures that you'll have to clear. However, the thing is, and we've talked about this before, there is also a nightmare trial mode. So basically, Dawnrise is going to work like regular DURA trials, and you'll be able to sweep them, and like, for example, you can bring whichever different hero you want to bring in here. There are going to be certain 4 featured heroes who get bonuses, but all other heroes are going to be usable here in order to clear them. So like, it doesn't matter kind of which hero you have built up, you'll probably be able to put together a team. Nightmare trials, this is the challenging one. In Nightmare trials, not only will certain heroes have a boost, like in current DURA trials, you will only be able to use certain heroes. Like, for example, 12 heroes will be usable, all other heroes will be locked. And so that is kind of the issue. And so, for example, if you don't have certain heroes developed or built up on your account, you just might not be able to clear the nightmare stages of certain different treasures. So that's why I wanted to make a video on today. Basically, I'm going to go through the featured heroes, because for each of the 6 treasures, they're going to be 4 featured heroes. And these heroes will be usable in both the Dawnrise and also the Nightmare, and they're going to gain boosted skills. If you take a look here, they gain basic stats, upgrades, and also improved skills. So more than likely, if you guys have these certain heroes built up, you shouldn't have any trouble even clearing the nightmare stages of the trials. It could be possible that even if you don't have these heroes built, you'll have other heroes built and be able to put together a good team with the limited options you have for the nightmare. But I just wanted to go through this so that, for example, right now, if you're trying to plan your dream store purchases or even your wish list, this can maybe give you a bit of an advice. So Ironwall Treasure, this is going to look good, because I think for most people who've been playing for a long time, you're going to have these 3 grade 1 heroes probably at Supreme Plus. Probably +5 exclusive equipment or above, and that is going to be great for you, because these 3 are the boosted ones in Ironwall Treasure. Floribel is a hero that maybe a lot of people might not have, because she's not considered really a top tier PvP hero or really necessary for anything, but if you've been playing for a long time since global launch, maybe you have her built up and she will help you here as well. So Ironwall Treasure looks to be pretty easy because of the fact that you will probably have these boosted heroes. And if you want to take a look at the boost, pretty a good increase to base. Like, this Viperon boost is just crazy. I don't understand how they've kind of arbitrarily decided the boost, but Floribel hardly gains any basic stat boost, but Viperon gets a 40% boost. It might be because then, for example, Floribel gains a much better skill upgrade, like summons all 3 of her minions when the battle begins, and she can summon an extra Swifty. That is pretty strong, right? So basically, these featured heroes, if you have them built to Supreme Plus, probably you're going to have an easier time clearing the nightmare trial of it, because these heroes will be available in the nightmare trial and receive these boosts. The Gale Treasure is going to be more difficult, because when I look at the heroes here, honestly speaking, I think most people would maybe have Brutus built, but like Lumont, Khafra, Walker, these are not big priorities for people to build, and so if you don't have these heroes built up yet, this could be a difficult one for you in order to clear the nightmare trials. And if you want to know, or to recap what the nightmare trials provides, they provide you boosted basically resources when you sweep the Dawnrise. Like, nightmare is just a one-time clear, and is going to increase the reward boost of your essences earned or your drop rate of the higher rarity charms when you sweep a floor, and this is going to apply to every single floor in the Dawnrise campaign. So yeah, of course, if you can clear higher nightmare trial, you're just going to be earning charms faster. But even if you can't clear nightmare trial, you're probably still going to get all the charms and resources you need, but it will just be at a slower acquisition rate. Like Dawnrise, you can use all heroes like we mentioned. It's just nightmare, which is basically the more challenging mode, which can give you boosted rewards, but you will need certain heroes probably built up in order to do well there. And you don't need these heroes necessarily, which are receiving the boost built up, but these are going to help probably a lot. And otherwise, you'll have to have those specific heroes which are unlocked for those trials. Okay, Arcane Treasure. Arcane Treasure also is looking a little bit difficult. To be honest, like, out of these heroes, again, none of them is a big priority. Muriel this season, I think, will be really important because we know that she's getting her skill upgrade. We've already seen it. And you'll be able to upgrade it pretty early on. Same with Walker. So both Muriel and Walker should be on your wish list, in my opinion, or be buying them from the Dream Store. Try to get them to Supreme Plus, or at least to Supreme. And then they're going to help you for these different treasures. And also, in overall, they're going to be pretty strong heroes. I think Muriel probably for Ravage Realm will be quite useful. Atalanta, yeah, these heroes, Atalanta, Soren, Luca, these are kind of really luxury heroes that, unless like you're probably a higher spender, you won't have these heroes built. And so Arcane Treasure is looking pretty difficult for the Nightmare Trials because these are going to be the boosted heroes. But it can maybe, looking at this right now, you can think about, okay, which heroes do I want to put on my wish list? Do I want to prioritize maybe Atalanta a bit more? Do I want to buy copies from the Arena Store? Because Atalanta is also going to be receiving a Supreme Plus skill upgrade. Same with Soren. Both of them are going to be receiving it. So both of these should be a bit of a priority to develop on your account. Maybe not a huge priority. Like they're of course more important heroes than them. However, if you have most other heroes built, then these can be your next priority. In the Cooperative Treasure, we have good. So this is going to be good. I think a lot of people have Coin built, of course. Lenya, I think a lot of people do have Lenya built. And the other heroes, Kruger, Seth, these are also kind of relatively important heroes for people to be building up on their account. So I think Cooperative Treasure should be easier. And especially if you have Lenya and even just Coin built, I think probably you're going to have a really good time here. Like massive basic stat increase for Lenya. And yeah, so Cooperative Treasure is not looking too tough. It's really the Gale and Arcane. These are looking like the challenging treasures because they're going to have boosted heroes which are very underused and not really a priority on anyone's account. And so you might not have these heroes built. And then you'll have to depend on the non-boosted heroes, whichever are unlocked for those specific Nightmare Trial. Okay, looking at the Focus Treasure. Focus Treasure, in some ways, is fine. Like, Nero should be built for most people. Same with Rowan. Antandra probably also is built for people, but Hodgkin is not. Like, Hodgkin is not a priority. And looking at these heroes here, the only damage you get out of them is Hodgkin. And in order for you to clear the Dura Trials floor, you can't just, for example, run tanks. You can't just run Nero, Antandra, Rowan. There would have to be a damage carry in there. And so hopefully you have at least one of the heroes which are unlocked for that Nightmare Trial built up, and you'll be able to run like these supports with that hero. Or if you have Hodgkin built, then that'll be good. But yeah, this is also looking a little bit challenging because most people will not have Hodgkin built up. And I'm like Antandra, Rowan, Nero on their own are not probably going to be enough to clear the stage. Whereas when we look like at Ironwall Treasure, Vipera and Sylvina will probably be enough to clear the stage as damages. Cooperative Treasure, Lenya, Coin probably will be enough. But Gale, Arcane, these are difficult. And then Focus Treasure looking pretty tough because even though like the supports everyone will probably, and tank will probably have on their account, you're still going to need a damage carry along with them. So it will be up to whichever heroes are unlocked for that. And if you have them built, then you'll be able to maybe clear this. And then we have the Raid Treasure. Raid Treasure is looking fine. Most people should have Prissa built up because, like, if you've been playing from Global Launch, you probably have her to Supreme Plus by now, and that will be good. She will be a good damage dealer, hopefully helping in Raid Treasure. Granny, I don't know. Like, it depends. If you've been playing from Global Launch, maybe you have Granny at Supreme Plus, and then that will also be good for you. But as for the other heroes here, Cassidy and Prissa, these are heroes. Cassidy is becoming like more and more of a priority, especially from the Plague Creeper Primal Lord we had last season. Or like basically Waves of Intrigue season. That is really when people got like the wake up call that we need to build Cassidy. So if you've been building Cassidy from that point, you should have Cassidy built at least to Mythic Plus by now, and then that will help you in the Raid Treasure. But Nara, for example, most people will not have Nara built, and if you have her, probably only at 1 or 2 copies, like, and definitely not Mythic Plus or Supreme Plus. Most people. There are some people out there, but I'm taking for the majority, Nara would not be built. So this could also be a pretty difficult treasure for Nightmare difficulty. But like, let's say you do have Prissa, Cassidy, and Granny built, then that should hopefully be enough in order for you to clear most of these Nightmare floors. But basically, I just wanted to really highlight these featured heroes and basically share with you that these are going to be somewhat of a priority to keep on your wish list or buy from the Dream Store or Arena Store in order to prepare for the new season. Because the thing is, as the season goes on, the Nightmare Trails more and more stages will unlock. At the beginning, you only have 6 floors, and like those first 6 floors, probably a lot of different teams are gonna work. However, when you get to the later floors, usually what ends up happening is that the floors get more and more challenging, and then you might need to use these featured heroes in order to clear it. So like, you won't probably need these heroes like immediately when the new season begins, but maybe like a month after the new season begins, these heroes are going to be more important. So that's why you can try to think about it from right now and maybe put them on your wish list in order to try and basically prepare for when the Nightmare Trials are going to be coming out. So anyway guys, you can share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. Of course, these are not the only heroes which will be usable in the Nightmare Trials, but like I mentioned, you're only going to be limited to, I don't know, like 10 to 12 different heroes which will be unlocked for that specific treasure, and 4 of them are going to be these featured heroes, and they're going to receive the boosted stats basically. So they're going to dominate usually over the other heroes as long as you have these ones built up. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it does help you prepare. You can share your own advice or thoughts in the comment section, and if you want to talk to me in more detail or ask me any questions, you can feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video and all of my videos, and also a link on my channel page, and I reply a lot over there. So thanks for watching guys, that's gonna be it for this video, and thank you to Now from Vietnam server 2 for letting us use his account to showcase this, and yeah. But thanks for watching guys, I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then everyone, peace out for now.